I can open the podcast now?
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is so new.
Check. I'm playing.
What's up, everybody? I just opened that like Greg Miller.
I know you did.
Welcome to You've Been Played, episode
39.
39. Episode 39. I'm not like Anthony, I promise. Steven just actually didn't tell me. So, here we are. And we're here to massage your eardrums with talk about games.
That was me massaging it.
So how are you, Steven?
I'm doing okay. This is a video and audio podcast, so...
Are you going to be able to focus while playing this game?
Yeah, I can be okay. It's pretty mindless. If you're listening to the audio version, there is a video version up on YouTube that is me playing Borderlands 2, or not Borderlands 2, Borderlands, the pre-sequel, which is a game that came out this past Tuesday, while also doing the podcast. Because I wanted to start doing basically both a video version of the podcast, which we kind of used to do, but what I would do previously is I would basically just take all the different things that we talked about and download gameplay of it, and then kind of like mesh that all together into a video podcast. Okay. But now all I want to do is just be playing like a recent game release while we're doing it, and just have that be the video. Okay. So this week in games, the PlayStation TV came out, in Japan at least. And so some people,
it didn't do well.
Yeah, sales hasn't come out, I don't think, at all. It's very confusing as to what it is exactly. Like, it can play Vita games, but it can't play all of them. And it can stream...
Which is a big misstep.
Yes, that's a big deal. Like Uncharted, Golden Abyss, Killzone Mercenary, and Tearaway, which are all like really popular, big Vita games. You can't play them on the... You
can play Gravity Rush.
Which is fine. Gravity Rush is good.
Gravity Rush is good, I like the game.
But yeah, it's just like these other games that you would think should be on the PlayStation TV. Because they call it PlayStation Vita TV in Japan, but here it's been rebranded as PlayStation TV. So it's just, I don't know, it's just strange. It's like, I kind of want one, mostly because apparently if you stream PlayStation 4 games to it, it actually works pretty well. But other than that, there's no real reason why to get it, or why to get it. Because for one, it's not a Roku device. It doesn't have all of the video apps that you would expect from a tiny device like this.
Which I would totally get if it was, because then it
yeah
serves multiple purposes.
Yeah, which would be great. I mean, if it was like a Roku device, I probably would be inclined to get it, because then instead of having, say, the PS4 in my room as like my go-to device for streaming stuff from like Netflix and all the other dumb video apps that they have out, there's like a bazillion video apps, really. I would just use the PlayStation TV, and then it would be great. But instead, it doesn't have any of that. It doesn't even have like Netflix, which is one of the biggest ones that even the Vita itself launched with.
Yeah.
So it can't do that. It can stream PlayStation 4 games, but even then it's kind of iffy. It's just kind of like the Vita on Remote Play, which is good, but it's not like something you'll want to do, especially not for games like, say, Destiny, which are internet heavy and also require kind of Twitch-based controlling. And it's also probably not good for games like, say, Bayonetta 2, which came out recently. Even though it's not on the PS4, it's not good for action games like that, where it kind of requires very quick timing. So yeah, I don't know. It's very strange. Apparently you can also stream PlayStation Now games, which of itself isn't very good. At least not something you would want to play. So yeah, I don't know. The Vita TV is very strange. It's a strange beast. I don't know. Is there anything else you want to...
Not really. I'm not very interested in it.
Yeah, it's weird. So Far Cry 4 is between 15 and 60 hours long, depending on...
That's specific.
Yeah, depending... Yeah, it is, actually. Depending on how much completionist you are. So, this was basically done by...
So it sounds like a 60-hour platinum, basically, is what they're trying to say.
Yeah, probably. Anywhere between 15 and 60 hours to complete. We didn't want people just to see Pagan Min everywhere. So I guess Pagan Min is the villain, right?
Yeah, he's the villain.
Okay, I haven't...
Troy Baker.
Yeah, I haven't been following this very much. I can't make that jump. So
You're out of O2 there, buddy.
I am slightly... Yeah, O2 for Claptrap, doesn't matter.
Oh, really?
Robot.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's nice. So Far Cry 4 is fine. I'm not super excited for it. I liked Far Cry 3.
I'm really excited for it, because I loved Far Cry 3.
Yeah, you really liked Far Cry 3.
Oh god, that was That's probably my game of the year 2012.
Yeah, mine would either be Journey or Borderlands 2. Because Borderlands 2 is. I'll
Borderlands
talk
2
more
is
about
really
it
good.
when
Anyways.
we talk about this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so talk about Far Cry 4. You're reviewing it, obviously.
No, I'm not.
You're not?
Dude,
Oh no, that's right, Brendan. Oh, I keep forgetting that.
I got Assassin's Creed Unity.
Yeah, well, you like that game so much. I keep thinking.
Yeah, I
you're
know.
the one who's
But once again, I'm kind of glad I'm not reviewing it. I
Yeah,
mean, it
just
gives
like
me the
Dragon
chance to
Age.
just kind of play it and
in
not
December,
worry about it.
like when all the other games are out and we're all finished with all of our.
Yep.
stuff.
Honestly, I think I'll probably just end up finishing Far Cry 4 and then not playing it again, at least for a while.
Yeah.
So I feel like Dragon Age will be my winter break game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I mean, that being said, there's 3 games that I want just in November alone, so I'll have a lot of gaming to do.
Yes. Well,
And they're all big games. That like none of these are small experiences.
Yeah.
So
Assassin's Creed Unity.
yeah. Far Cry 4,
Far Cry 4
and
Dragon Age.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Persona Q if you want to play a 80-hour.
Yeah, not interested in that.
if you want to play an 80-hour JRPG. That's really
It's basically Persona minus all the stuff I like in Persona.
Yeah, that's a big problem. So Civilization 5 is free on Steam until October 23rd, which I think is really cool because Civ 5 is
Get that game if you do
game.
not have it. If you do not have that game, go get it right now.
Yeah, I like the concept of Beyond Earth, but I'm probably not going to get it for a while, mostly because
Oh wait, I also gotta do Pokemon.
I have Civ 5. So
Yeah.
there's no real reason to get Beyond Earth, especially because I haven't played as much of Civ 5 as I could. Because I still
The only
have...
reason to get another Civ game is when Civ 6 comes out, most likely.
Yeah, for me at least. I'm sure Beyond Earth will fancy a lot of people.
They should release another Civ Pirates.
Yeah, they haven't. Sid Meier's Pirates, they haven't done that forever, pretty much. I mean, since that last one came out, I don't think any have come out. And that last one was like such a big hit.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe that's why they don't want to release another one, because they're
Yeah.
gonna be in the shadow of the previous one. So other than that, also on the news, Jade Raymond leaves Ubisoft after 10 years. She was the managing director at Ubisoft Toronto. So she produced Assassin's Creed 2, was an executive producer on She produced Assassin's Creed and served as executive producer on Assassin's Creed 4, Watch Dogs, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist, and The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. That game I've never heard of, but the other ones were good. As far as I know. I haven't played Blacklist. I kind of want to. You played Blacklist. How did you find it?
And Blacklist was super fun.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you still have that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get it eventually.
I can lend it to you this week.
Yeah, there's just other games for me to play. I still have to beat Borderlands, the pre-sequel, for review and play more of Smash on 3DS. But she was a big person. Now, I think the only reason I bring this up is
Attractive
because I think she's the one, if you remember Game Scoop way back in the day when they had Rob the Robot come on. And he was talking about the Assassin's Creed 3 review, or the Assassin's Creed review that Mr. Hillary Goldstein had put up and given it a low score. And so Rob came in to defend basically the Assassin's Creed honor.
Based entirely off of her.
Based
correct?
entirely off of, I believe...
How attractive she is.
Yes, how you know, I don't know about you, but that woman is so attractive, and that's the only reason why I should get a good score or something.
You're
I'm
not gonna
pretty
make
sure.
it?
Nope, not gonna make it. Oh, no,
hey.
I made it. Or not. Nope, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die. But that's the only reason why I want to bring that up, because of Rob the Robot and IGN memories. So there's this game called Hatred. Did you see this?
Oh god.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah,
You did?
yeah,
Okay.
I did.
So this is.
This game makes me sad to be a human being.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's basically a game where you play like a mass murderer type of dude, very dark, very. I think the whole game is black and white.
Oh no,
apparently.
very white.
Oh yeah, of course. And he kind of just wants to murder everyone for no
And
sane
it
reason.
just so happens that most people you're murdering are people of color.
Yeah, and they're just innocents. Because people have tried to... The defense against this is like, oh, you could do the same thing in GTA 5. Okay, GTA 5, you can kill people, yes. However, it's not the main objective of the game, for one. It's just something you can do.
If you want to release your sociopathic tendencies.
Yes, if you want to just go at it. Second, the murders that are committed in Hatred, as far as the trailer has shown, are absolutely nothing like the sort of gameplay stuff you get into when you are killing people in GTA 5. Because in this game, you go up to them, you grab them, you stick the gun in their throat and pull the trigger and kill them.
Yeah.
You don't do that in GTA 5. GTA 5, you shoot them, they fall down, and there's a blood puddle. And that's kind of like the basics of GTA 5. In this game, it's the goal of the game is to kill innocent people. The way you do it is much more brutal and much more offensive, pretty much, than GTA ever has been or probably ever will be. And it's just such an off-putting
Let's put it this way.
game.
GTA's most brutal moments are satire.
Yeah, mostly, yeah. Especially like in 5.
The torture scene.
I had no really big qualms with it because it was kind of a satire of...
What the whole dialogue afterwards is basically Trevor explaining why
it doesn't work.
Yeah, why torture doesn't work and why it's actually for the torturer instead of the torturee. And he's like, yeah, I did that for me. I enjoy it. I'm a psychopath. We already know that. But
yeah.
So it was a satire. Granted,
it's still kind of
very off-putting.
Yeah, it was a little bit, but I kind of was just like, I don't know. I was like, oh, it's GTA. So I kind of put it off as that.
However, this game, the developers are neo-Nazis.
Oh, I didn't know that.
This is an actual thing. They're actually neo-Nazis who are making this game. The trailer demonstrates you killing mostly
women and
people who are not white.
Yes. And just it's just hard to describe because you would think people would just understand why this is
not okay.
Not really okay. I mean, it has a right to exist.
No, it totally does, and I just hope it fails.
Yeah, I just want to see it fail and never be mentioned again. So end topic there, because we are never going to talk about that again. One last thing as far as news items. Nidhogg has a release date for PS4 and PlayStation Vita. It's going to be coming out on October 14th for both consoles. So this is a game that was pretty popular back in January as a PC game. It's a 2-player competitive thing, kind of in the same vein of Towerfall and Sports Friends and a bunch of other like indie sort of local competitive games. It looks very interesting. We should probably play it for that competitive thing that we're doing with Illustrious Arena.
I plan to challenge you on Nidhogg eventually.
Yeah, and then also Towerfall. We'll play that eventually because neither of us have still...
there's a good time to pimp our YouTube stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You can check out youtube.com/illustriousmagic.
I believe so. If not, just go to illustriousmagic.com. There's links there.
Yeah. And we started a new video series called Illustrious Arena, in which Steven and I will take each other on in games every week. And so far every week.
I have
planning to do it every week, and so far Steven has not been doing well. Spoilers for the newest episode.
Nope. I have. Oh God, I suck.
So hopefully he picks up his game so that I don't just get to punish him next week.
Yeah. Oh man, we played Uncharted 2 this week, and you would think that Uncharted 2 would be just like a walk in the park, for me, but
you just went full New York right there.
I did. That was weird.
You'd think Uncharted 2 would be a walk in the park, but this jackass. Wait, sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Nevada.
Nevada.
Yeah, I'm in Nevada right now, not New York. That was weird. I've never done that before. That's okay. So yeah. Also, we've been playing terrible games for your amusement, and last week we played Beowulf on PS3.
It was really bad.
Really bad. This week we played a game called Venetica,
which is also really bad.
Which was also pretty bad. And so we talked about that. There was one part.
But don't let us tell you. Go watch us play.
Go watch it because there's one part.
There's one part. We're not going to spoil it, but it is hysterical.
We almost died from.
We had to stop playing for a good at least 45 seconds.
Yeah,
we were just laughing.
It was a while because we were just laughing so hard. So go watch that. That'll be up by the time this podcast is up. I can guarantee it. So Trevor, you recently played and reviewed a little game called Evil Within. Would you like to talk about that
I would
game?
love to talk about that game.
All right.
It's really good.
What is The Evil Within?
Essentially, it is a psychological horror, survival horror game in which you play as this guy named Sebastian, who basically is a detective in the aptly named Crimson City.
Crimson City.
The worst name of a city in any game. And you essentially go to investigate this mass murder, and then you get sedated by this random hooded figure, and you wake up basically in a living hell. And in this living hell, you see a lot of really fucked up imagery and really creepy stuff, and it's basically I said in my review that Silent Hill mixed with Resident Evil 4 is a really apt way to describe this game. It never, I wouldn't say that it necessarily quite reaches the heights of either of those games, but it does a pretty fantastic job at combining the psychological stuff in Silent Hill that makes you just kind of go like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
And combines the really fun combat of Resident Evil 4 minus all the stuff that made the combat not fun, like tank controls. So,
would you recommend this to somebody like me who really has never played any?
yes, I would.
Yeah?
I would definitely recommend it.
Okay. Is it PT levels of terror?
Not quite. No,
Okay,
no.
good,
There's never any
PT.
moments where you like. There's not a whole lot of jump scares.
Okay. Well,
in this
PT
game.
was also kind
Mostly it's more just like
tense.
I don't want to go down that hallway
of. Okay.
because it's like super creepy. Like there's this one part in the game where you're in a mental asylum and you walk into one cell, and you don't have to go in the cell, so it's totally optional if you just decide to find it. But you just walk in here, and there's a torture chair in the center. So it's just this chair with these leather straps on it, basically, that people are going to torture you in. And the whole cell is surrounded like by red curtains, as if you were watching a
Movie?
no, like a what are those shows? Like the
Puppet show?
classy stripper shows. What are those called?
The burlesque.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Like as if you were watching like a burlesque show. But it's just this random torture chair with blood all over the floor and those curtains, and you just hear this woman giggling uncontrollably off screen, and then she just stops.
Interesting.
And nothing happens. But that room, just being in there, is super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's just super creepy. That woman giggling is super creepy, and just the fact that nothing happens and it builds up to nothing is so uncomfortable.
Okay. Because in PT, which I haven't necessarily played,
But you watch the whole thing.
watched pretty much the entire thing.
No, you did watch the whole thing.
Yeah. I thought it was the best part about it was that you were not defensible. Because in Evil Within, obviously you kill. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of stuff. And so I don't know. Does that affect? Do you think that affects the horror of it?
Oh, there are a couple parts in the game. One part that you watched me play, where you can't fight the enemies.
Yeah.
Like there's one part in particular where this enemy will randomly appear. It's totally unscripted. I thought it would be scripted, but I got to a point where I would die and then come back, but then he wouldn't appear at the same time.
Interesting.
And if he touches you at all, you're dead. But you can't stop him, and he can teleport. So like you can turn around, he'll be there, and then you turn around again, he's on the other side. So he teleports, and you just have to stay away from him, or else he will kill you. So it has that aspect of the suspenseful running away and hiding kind of thing.
Yes.
But not to the level of like Outlast or Alien Isolation or PT, where you can't fight back at all.
Okay.
Because you always feel
Like you
at
could die.
least semi-powerful, like to the point where I can handle this situation. It'll take me a couple of tries maybe, but I can handle this situation.
Okay. So it's not like Dead Space, where because there are parts in Dead Space, even the first one.
I would relate it actually very much to Dead Space.
Oh, okay.
Where you hit certain odds and you're like, I know I can beat this,
It's
but
just
I'm
me.
out of ammo.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, because the ammo is
So then you furiously run into a corner and
melee.
the shit out
Talk
of one.
talk about the melee in this game.
It's hilarious.
Because
First of all, you get a knife at the very beginning of the game, and then you don't use it for anything ever.
except for stealth kills.
Except for stealth kills.
But
that's,
you
that's
don't-
all you use it for in this game is stealth kills.
Yeah.
So you don't use it as your melee weapon, which is really weird to me. So your melee weapon's your fists and your feet.
Interesting.
And basically there's boxes throughout the game that you can break open, just like in Resident Evil. And obviously Resident Evil 4 is almost equally as ridiculous when you hit a box with your knife and it just explodes. Well, in this game, whenever you punch a box, no matter the size, it just explodes
Oh. Yeah.
into
That's
little
pretty-
splinters, and it's hysterical.
It's pretty succinct. Yeah. It's pretty
I found
crazy.
out later in the game, when you get to the part with locks on the doors, like locks that you just shoot, you can just punch those off.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. So
Sebastian has super strength, so I don't really know why he's even bothering with guns. He's obviously a superhero.
I
so.
know, seriously. Huh. That is very interesting. Yeah, is there anything else you want to say about
you
Evil
should
Within?
definitely play it.
Yeah, okay.
The Keeper, who is the enemy that you may have seen in the trailers with the safe on his head,
Oh, yes.
is
Very-
horrifying.
You said he was very iconic.
Yes, extremely iconic and very terrifying. When you actually get to his boss fight, I'm not going to spoil anything. Well, you fight him more than once, as you would probably expect. But he's pretty difficult, and he's very creepy, and the boss fight is just extremely stressful.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Did you ever fight Pyramid Head? You played What Silent Hills did you play?
I played Silent Hill 4, but basically when the other Silent Hills were out, or at least when my brother Cameron was playing them, they were kind of too difficult for me at that age. Like those puzzles were hard, and it was a little bit too much for me. So I mostly just watched Cameron play them.
Okay.
So I've seen pretty much all of Silent Hill 2 played.
Okay.
And Pyramid Head is definitely creepy.
Yeah, he's very iconic.
But he's creepy in the same way that the Keeper is, in that he's just weird.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't his design doesn't make much sense other than the fact that it's just profoundly something that you could only make through having some kind of weird nightmare.
Yeah. Huh, interesting. All right, well, that's cool. That's The Evil Within. Recommendable. So I've been playing Borderlands, the pre-sequel, which is, if you're watching the video version, what I'm playing right now. I'm having trouble finding this last claptrap, though. Oh, there it is. So the Borderlands pre-sequel, it's definitely more Borderlands. I mean, the visuals are pretty much Borderlands 2.
Exactly. There's not really a graphical update here, which isn't a bad thing.
It's not a terrible thing, because Borderlands 2 looked fine. It still has the issues of when you load into a
area, all the textures are gone.
Yes, all the textures are not there, and they slowly load in, which is still kind of weird. Like, I would have thought by now they would have figured out how to not have that happen.
But to be fair, Steve and I know nothing about game development.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But it's just like, I don't know. This game doesn't look, like, amazing. It's very just there. Just very bold black lines, which kind of gives it that... It's
like
not
comic booky.
Yeah, like, it's not cel-shaded, but a lot of people refer to it as cel-shaded.
It might as well be.
Kind of. I mean, cel-shaded is very distinct, I think.
Yeah.
Much more than this.
Like Walking Dead, right?
A little bit like Walking Dead. Wind Waker is one of the most, I think, closest thing to like a cel-shaded. Oh, and Jet Set Radio.
Oh, okay.
Those two are like pure cel shading. So very colorful. I think these are maybe just because they're more muted colors. But anyway, it's fine. The only changes that they've made are cool, but because I know it's not Borderlands 3, and because it doesn't feel like Borderlands 3, or at least it doesn't feel like the
Does it
jump.
just feel like a big expansion?
No. No. It doesn't feel like a big expansion. It does feel like a new game.
Okay.
Because the addition of laser weapons, like the one I'm wielding right now, as well as cryo weapons and the whole low gravity thing where you can double jump and kind of like glide through areas, that stuff is really cool. I like that. I like the gliding. I like how you can butt stomp and cause different effects depending on your Oz kit layout and stuff like that. But everything else just doesn't... Like, Borderlands 1 to Borderlands 2 was such a big jump in quality. Comparable to, like, say, Modern Warfare Online to Modern Warfare 2 Online.
Yeah.
Like, that was a huge jump that you almost can't replicate again, which is kind of a detriment. And so, because Borderlands 2 was such an improvement...
My exam got canceled for today.
Oh.
So I have to take that.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So because Borderlands 2 was such a big improvement over the first Borderlands, which I found to be kind of boring, the first one. And I loved Borderlands 2 for both its story and its gameplay. Just the loot system in it was so satisfying to me, and its humor was so good. In this one, the humor is fine, but it's not impressive. It's just not, I don't know. It's like it's just serviceable. Like it's a very good stopgap of like, okay, well, Borderlands 3 isn't going to be out for a while, and yeah, it's just these textures are so weird where it's like, oh, it's slowly popping in.
It's still not popped in on there.
Yep, still hasn't popped in on this one.
And it's still not fully popped in. There we go. See,
cool.
it's so weird.
Now it's here.
Sorry, audio version.
Sorry, audio version. Watch the video version. So it's just, yeah, it's a serviceable like wait for Borderlands 3, which even then I'm like trying to think of like, okay, well, how can they make Borderlands 3 a lot better? And I'm like, I don't really know. So yeah, I don't know. Have you ever played Borderlands? I hate that jump. That jump I can
Have I
never
ever
make
played
it.
Borderlands?
Yeah, you ever played Borderlands? You played 2, right?
I played 1 and 2.
1, 2. Okay.
Yeah, I beat both of them.
What'd you think of 1?
It was okay.
Yeah.
It was certainly, I would say it was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Okay.
But I mean,
did you like 2 at all?
I like 2 a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. Not as much as you.
Yeah.
It wasn't my 2012 game of the year. Probably was fourth.
Yeah.
Fourth favorite game of the year after Far Cry 3, Journey, Walking Dead.
And
And then yeah, probably Borderlands 2 after that.
Okay. Yeah, I thought, man, I really, really liked that game. I thought it was just all around such a well done and such an improvement. And this game is well done, but it just isn't. There's no real big improvements, and that's just the main flaw of it. Is it's just, well, I mean, if you like Borderlands, go play it. It's like that weird thing where it's like in the review, it's just like, oh, if you certainly like this game, you'll really like the next one. It's like, well, that's kind of easy to say. So I don't know. That's really all I have to say about Borderlands pre-sequel right now. The player that I'm playing, or the character I'm playing as Claptrap, he's pretty cool because his skill is basically kind of randomized depending on your mode. So the ones that I've gotten so far are this one, which is a minion trap where he has a rocket launcher. There's another one where it's Blightbot, where he kind of like flies around a lot and basically causes elemental damage to all the enemies around him. There's one where you basically wield a giant melee weapon. There's another one where you Gunzerk, where you get 2 guns of the same type of you're wielding right now, and then kind of just shoot them uncontrollably. And then there's another one which is like Zero from Borderlands 2, where you go invisible and can see critical damage.
Zero was the best.
He was cool. I enjoyed Maya, which they have not shown any of the Siren skills.
Yeah, I love Zero because he just freaking talks only in haikus, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, they riff off of that when you do his skill with Claptrap. It's like the little skill description at the bottom is like how many syllables?
Nice.
Or 5 only.
575.
And then this is something. And,
Oh.
But they do the weird thing where like instead of having 7 syllables in the third last verse, they do like 8, just to be like, yeah, Claptrap, he's so dumb.
Well, no, it's 7 syllables in the second verse.
I thought it was
it's 575.
575. Okay, so then they do 6 syllables.
Oh, okay.
In the third verse because they just want to be like, oh, Claptrap, he's so dumb, he can't do anything right. So that's cool. But other than that, I don't know, there's just not much there. Besides that, I've been playing Smash Brothers on 3DS, which is a lot of fun, very enjoyable.
Oh, talk about, you just released your Alien Isolation review, so talk about some of your issues with that game.
So Alien Isolation is,
don't go into any spoilers, but
it's a really good game for the first, I want to say 10, 11 hours, and it's really good at just giving you this enemy to fight, which is of course the Xenomorph, because if you've watched Alien, you know that the Xenomorph is
spoilers,
freaking insane.
Spoilers, there's an alien.
Spoilers, there's a Xenomorph in this movie, or in this game. The favorite things about Alien Isolation is it perfectly captures the feeling of the movie, the first movie, Alien, and the AI is, I always felt that the AI was never really unfair. There was maybe 2 deaths I had near the end of what I consider Alien Isolation proper, where I kind of just died and I felt like it was unfair because I could have sworn that the alien had not seen me. And I pulled back and I didn't breathe and I held the breath, and it wasn't like I had lost all my health, so I didn't have any health to chip off of when you held.
But that randomized AI pattern is going to be this company's excuse for any of those problems.
Yeah, of course. But I like the random AI because it gave you this tenseness where you're like, well, I don't know if the alien is going to pop up behind me, in front of me, on the side, because there are these vents that you can look at and see, okay, that is obviously one of the vents that the alien uses to drop down into this map. And you can also see various other things that the alien will kind of like use. Like there are certain parts where you can interact with the environment. There are litter scattered around to where if you drop into them, you will hear like little tin of like a can of soda going away, and it kind of puts you on edge because you're like, did the alien hear that?
Can they
I don't
hear
know.
you kick things?
It kind of can. If it's in the
because that was one thing with The Last of Us that I thought was kind of cool.
What?
During the stealth sections, if you were to like kick over a bucket,
oh yeah,
like the enemies hear that.
Yes. I believe if the alien is stalking around on the floor, it will. But if it's in the vents, I don't think it does.
Okay, because that would be kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, watching people play this game, one of the funniest things to me is the random AI pattern, and just how the alien just seems like a freaking
idiot sometimes.
like just like the craziest thing.
Yeah.
How it's just like, I'm gonna go into this room. Oh, this room. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna come right back in.
yeah. Pretty much. It's like a rabid dog, where it's like, what, where, huh?
Like it seriously. It seems to me like when you have a dog and you like pretend to throw the ball and then put it behind your back. You're like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is
Where'd
it?
it go?
It's over here. It's over here. No, it's over here. Okay.
Yeah. That's kind of what the alien is. Except it can grab you and kill you, and it's fucking scary when it does that. There's one moment that I think is the best description of it, which is where me and my girlfriend were playing, and I was trying to get to this objective marker where you had to pull this lever, and when you pulled the lever, the alien all of a sudden slank down, and so I was like,
that was scripted.
yeah,
Okay,
I think it was. And so then it slanked down, and I'm like, oh shit, I need to find a hiding spot. So I turned around to go to the nearest cabinet that I knew I could hide in. However, before I go into the cabinet, I hear the alien shriek, and I'm like, oh, where is it? And I turn, and it is sprinting at us, grabs us, and then kills us. And me and my girlfriend both like scream because we had the headphones plugged into the DualShock 4, and so it was just directly in our heads, just the audio of everything going on, and it was scary as hell. And that is what the game does best, is that it's fair, I want to say, a very large majority of the time, because there are audio cues where you know the alien is now moving, the alien is now jumping down from a vent in another room, the alien has now gone from stalking the floor to jumping back up into the vent, which is all the best time to move around and go from one place to the next.
Yeah, and on the Twitch stream I was watching, I was very disappointed in the guy streaming because he got killed at one point. The first time he actually got killed by the alien, he got killed because he walked under a vent that had saliva coming out of it, and he just didn't even faze
notice.
him. And as he was walking towards it, I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And then he got killed, and he's like, "That was bullshit. There's no way I could have avoided that." And then he like watched the stream afterwards. He's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't see that."
Yeah. Yeah, so there's like telltale signs of when you know the alien.
Telltale. So like signs, like Walking Dead.
Like press X to say, hey.
Say nothing. Press triangle
to
say nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm looking at your Evil Within review. They look very
Low res.
Yeah, that's weird.
I gotta fix that.
That's strange.
Well, no, it's just the way we get our images. I went on Google.
I guess because mine are fine.
Well, yeah, that's because you screenshotted them from a high-res video playing full screen.
Yeah, that's true.
When I take my photos and they're in the aspect ratio of like 720 by 540, and then I expand them to 1080 by 720, then they get all grainy.
Yeah.
So I will fix that.
Just find the images that are already 720.
I'll next time I'll probably go on like YouTube Let's Plays or something like that and screenshot that.
Yeah. I don't know. My conclusion paragraph is just...
Here's me telling you I'm going to plagiarize your work. You're welcome.
Yeah. Despite being bloated and too long after Chapter 13, the game before that is amazing and recommended for those who love the film, Alien, and those who enjoyed tense gameplay. I had a weird pause there. That's my video review. The Xenomorph is smart. Unpredictable. And fun in an anxiety-ridden way to avoid.
I want to make a video of like a video review from us,
yes.
But have like a animation come up every few seconds. That's like the YouTube buffering sign, and just have that stop it, and then like when you come back in, like have it all like stuttery. It's like no nothing, but then they're watching like the play clock and it just keeps going.
Yeah, it's the regular YouTube video timestamp is still going on, but the video itself is.
That'd be great. That'd be great. It's like what they do in Beyond when they always just stop talking.
Oh yeah,
and I check every time. I check my phone every single time to see if they just stop talking.
Likewise, pitting humans against it as a distraction and gathering crafted tools from previous locked areas.
That didn't work on the video podcast.
No, probably not. Anyway, where was I? Oh god, I need to just read this. Okay. So there's a Metroidvania aspect, which is basically where you can go back and collect different tools that you get as you upgrade your weapons and everything. You can go back to previous areas and unlock new areas that have more crafting elements for you, because in this game you can craft various items because it's a video game. And yeah.
And video games.
Yeah, pretty much. It's because it's a video game. But the crafting is cool to where you make these noisemakers which can distract the alien. You can create health kits to help you heal, which is pretty much what I always focused on. You can also create stuff like pipe bombs, which really you only use when you want to fight off androids, which are one of the enemy types that you can fight in here. And so one of the things I edited out of the review because Trevor didn't like it was that one of my favorite lines that made me laugh when I heard it was, one of the androids...
It's not that I didn't like it. It just felt unnecessary to the review itself.
Oh, well, yeah, probably. But basically, I was just kind of trying to avoid this the android, and it kind of walked down these sets of stairs, and then it stood still, and it's like, "What is love? Yes. Hmm." And that was it. And I was like, "What? Like what?" It was like the android's like slowly becoming self-aware, maybe? I don't know. But it was really like out of place and just kind of like, okay, that kind of like diffused the tension for a little bit.
So, real quick, a tweet that my friend just sent out, and she doesn't know really anything about games.
Yes.
But she said, "I'm not surprised at all that Super Mario Galaxy 2 is one of the 8 games since 1996 that received a 10 out of 10 rating on GameSpot. It's so great." Granted.
Okay.
Super Mario Galaxy 2, great game. Very random tweet. Very
Yeah.
random tweet. However, like,
what was the tweet before this?
let's see. Planes are better than buses. So.
Oh well, there you go.
So and it wasn't even like says it didn't actually say that.
Yeah.
It was actually just a emoji of a plane,
Oh.
and then a greater than symbol, and then an emoji of a bus. So.
What?
So no, there's one of my close friends, and she's great.
Oh my God.
I just think it's funny because my thought process is that her thought process is that GameSpot is probably like the only review site.
Oh.
Because that's kind of the thing. Like, remember, like when IGN was basically the only review
Yeah.
site, and for me it was GameSpot. I'm like, oh, well, this is the only review site.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So young, so naive.
Yeah.
Did you like link her to like a bunch of other?
No.
She linked her to, like-
I just saw this
She
as I was
linked her to
scrolling down Twitter.
GameSpy.
As I was scrolling down Twitter and not paying attention.
Yeah. Oh, thank.
Well, the only problem is that there's probably not a single negative review about that game from any major publication.
No,
So
probably not. It's I played. I
apparently
have
a pretty great game. Super Mario Galaxy
I have
1 is fantastic.
I have one. I played the first 3 main worlds of it.
A lot of fun.
It's good.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a lot of fun.
I played through probably about half the game and then don't like the Wii. So
Yeah, that's true. So Alien Isolation is great, amazing, beautiful, tense,
if you were to rate it,
but
including the last few
but
hours
because of those last few hours where it just totally veers off
on
of
the IGN scale, what would you give it?
I would give
Are we
it,
just gonna skip? Are we gonna stick with the no review score? I
it's
kind of
up
like
to
it.
It's up to the reviewer.
Okay,
it or
it
not.
doesn't seem very consistent.
Okay, well, I'm sorry that our people review things differently because they're different human beings.
Well, I know. I know.
But yeah, basically it's it's like a 7 something, I guess. It's just because like those first 10 hours are like a 9 to me. Like God, they were so good. I loved it so much. And then those last few hours just made it to where
Just
I don't
plummeted.
want to play this game anymore.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So, but thankfully, it's not like Final Fantasy 13 where you play hours and hours.
Yeah, at least you can
terrible
stop
content.
with good memories of it.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, oh well, I don't know what the rest of this game is like because I didn't play it. Because I'm like, nope, don't want to play this. I've listened to plenty of podcasts and watched plenty of video reviews and other video walkthroughs where I'm like, yeah, that doesn't seem very interesting at all. So yeah, I didn't need to.
So
play.
just a heads up question. Obviously, I downloaded Evil Within onto my console.
Yes.
Sorry. Because I would like to lend it to you,
Yeah.
but can't do that obviously.
Nope.
Do you ever plan on playing Assassin's Creed Unity?
Not really.
Okay.
So yeah, you could download that digitally, and I'll be okay.
It's so much easier to download games digitally.
Yeah.
I never have to get up from my chair. It's great.
I can just grab the Mountain Dew and Doritos just sitting
And
right
just-
next to me.
Just call my mom to go get me some chocolate milk. It's fantastic.
Chocolate milk. God, strawberry milk, man.
Fuck
Strawberry milk
you.
all the way home.
Oh my god, you
Screw
deserve.
you. Oh shit, I gotta meet somebody at 6, so we should end this soon.
Oh, okay.
Alien Isolation, recommendable if you enjoy horror games, if you like tense games, and if you love Alien. Boom, end of story. Play the first 10 hours, quit after chapter 13. You will know when to quit.
Yep.
It's that obvious.
Yep. You should quit the game when it feels like the game should be over.
Yep.
Let's go with that.
Pretty much.
When you're like, wow, I don't know where they're gonna go from here. That's when you should stop.
Yes, yes.
Because it doesn't say you beat it right then.
It's so
all right. You
painstakingly
got
obvious.
20 minutes to meet somebody.
Yeah.
And we gotta put all this stuff away. So
Yep.
thank you everybody for joining us.
Thank you.
You can follow Steven on Twitter at number 8 Axel. That is
The
at
letter 8.
N-O, the letter
letter
8, the number 8, and then Axel. And then you can follow me at TrevTom, Trev_Tom, but Tom is spelled T-H-O-M.
Watch our YouTube videos.
Watch our YouTube videos at
our
illustriousmagic.com. You can find all the videos there as well.
Our videos are actually really good.
Yes, they are.
They are.
When we get the audio right. So,
I think the Beowulf one is
The first episode of Illustrious Arena, the audio is
It's also- yeah, it's a little
kind
off.
of janky, so we
Beowulf is-
apologize for that, but we will make sure it's better for next
Beowulf
time.
is good. Go watch that because that is actually a really funny game to just watch people play
Because it's really bad.
It's so bad.
Okay, so thank you everybody for joining us, and we are out.